Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Senior Safety Advice Podcast, the show where we talk about simple, practical ways to stay safe, independent, and confident at home. I'm Esther Kane, a retired occupational therapist, a certified aging in place specialist, and a dementia care specialist. Come visit us at seniorsafetyadvice.com, subscribe here and on our YouTube channel. And please share this with someone who needs it. Today, we're clearing the tripping hazards out of your living room. Not someday, today, in about 10 minutes. Today's episode is titled The Most Dangerous Room in Your House is the One You Relax in. Many studies and specialists will tell you that bathrooms and kitchens are two of the most dangerous rooms for older adults. And that's true. But you'll rarely read or hear about the one room that most of us living in every single day, the living room. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Let's take a moment and picture the walk from your chair to the kitchen. You've made that walk 1,000 times, maybe 10,000. You could do it in the dark, and honestly, some nights you do. And that's exactly the problem, because you're not looking at that floor anymore. You're not seeing the lamp cord that crosses the corner. You're not seeing that the ottoman has drifted 8 inches to the left since Thanksgiving. You're not seeing the corner of the rug that's been curling up since the Clinton administration. You're not walking that path with your eyes. You're walking it from memory. Now listen, that works beautifully, right up until the day it doesn't, because your memory of that room is about 15 years old and your feet are current. Here's something that surprised me early in my career. Families would walk me straight past the living room to show me the bathroom, because the bathroom is where everybody assumes falls happen. But the living room is where people spend most of their waking hours. It's where they get up and down out of a chair 15 times a day. It's the busiest floor in the house and the only one nobody thinks to look at. A phrase I heard from my patients more than I would like to count is something like, "I've lived here 40 years, I've never tripped." You probably have said or heard something like that too. And I always want to say, hey, congratulations, that's a wonderful record. Let's keep it. But here's what people miss. Nothing in the room changed, you did. Somewhere in your 60s or 70s, most of us start lifting our feet a little less. The step gets shorter. The toe stays closer to the floor. It's not weakness and it's not a diagnosis. It's just what happens. But a rug edge that cleared your toe for 40 years doesn't clear it anymore. Same rug, different foot. The second thing I hear is defensive, and I understand it completely. Somebody's daughter comes in, looks around, and says the place is cluttered. And now it's not a safety conversation anymore. It's a conversation about your housekeeping and your taste and whether you're still managing. So let me be clear about something. This is not about your decorating. I don't care about your magazines. I care about one path about 3 feet wide between where you sit and where you need to go. That's it. Everything else in that room can stay exactly where you like it. And the last one. People think this takes a weekend and a contractor. It takes 10 minutes and at most a roll of tape. So here are 5 things that can actually hurt you in your living room space. Start with the rug, because the rug wins this contest every year. It's not the middle of the rug that gets you, it's the edge and the corner. If a corner curls up even half an inch, that's a hook waiting for your shoe. Get down there and check every corner. Double-sided rug tape or a good gripper pad underneath fixes it in about 4 minutes. And if that rug slides on the floor when you push it with your foot, it's not a rug anymore. It's a sled. Next, cords. The lamp cord, the phone charger, the heating pad, the oxygen tubing, the cord to the chair that lifts you up. Run them behind the furniture and along the wall, never across a walking path, and please never under a rug. A cord under a rug is both a trip hazard and a fire hazard, and it wears out where you can't see it. Third, the furniture that moves. The ottoman, the little side table, the rolling TV tray. Anything light enough to shift when you bump it is going to end up somewhere you don't expect it. And if you tend to steady yourself on furniture as you cross the room, and a lot of us do, then that furniture just became your equipment. So it had better be heavy and solid. That wobbly plant stand can't hold you. Grab it on a bad day and it comes down with you. Fourth, the low stuff, the throw blanket that slides off the couch, the pet bed, the shoes by the door, the basket of magazines. These are all below your line of sight when you stand up, and standing up is exactly when you're least steady. And fifth, the threshold. That little strip of metal or wood where the living room meets the hall. Half an inch is plenty to catch a toe. If yours sticks up, a low beveled transition piece from the hardware store solves it for very little money. Here's our 3 quick tips. 1. Walk your usual path holding a full laundry basket. If you have to step around anything, the path isn't clear because you almost never make that walk empty-handed. 2. Sit down in your own chair and look at the floor from there. Everything you're about to stand up into is right there in front of you. 3. Stand in the doorway and take a photo of the room with your phone. A photo is flat and unfamiliar, and it shows you what 40 years of looking has trained you to skip right over. Now, things change when memory changes are part of the picture. Now, here's where I need you to hear me carefully, because for this one, the advice flips. Everything I just told you involves moving things. Sliding the ottoman, rerouting the cord, clearing the path. For a person living with dementia, moving the furniture is its own hazard. That room is held in place by deep old memory. When the couch is where it has always been, a person can cross that room safely long after a lot of other things have gotten hard. Rearrange it on Tuesday, and by Wednesday, you've taken away the map. So the rule is this: change the hazard, don't change the layout. Take the rug out entirely if it's dangerous, but leave the chair where it lives. The other piece is what the eyes are doing. In many kinds of dementia, the brain stops reading depth and pattern correctly. A dark rug on a pale floor can look like a hole in the ground, and a person will refuse to step on it, or try to step over it and lose their balance. A busy patterned carpet can look like objects scattered across the floor. A shiny waxed floor can look wet. So go plain and go matte. Solid, low-contrast flooring, no busy patterns. Skip the high-gloss polish. And where you do want something noticed, the edge of a step, the threshold, use one clear strip of contrasting color, so the only strong contrast in the room is the thing you actually want them to see. One more. If someone is crossing the room by touching the furniture as they go, don't take that away and don't scold it. That's not a bad habit. That's a strategy. Just make sure everything along that route is sturdy enough to be leaned on. So let's take a few minutes today to actually do this. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Walk your main path once, slowly, looking down the whole time. Fix 3 things. Tape a rug corner, move a cord behind the couch, pick up the basket. 3 things, and then you stop and you go sit down. That's the whole assignment. And do it again next month. Rooms drift, cords come back out. This isn't a one-time job, but it is a small one. Now for the families listening. Hey, put down the trash bag. Do not walk into your mother's living room and start hauling things out while she's at her appointment. I have watched that go wrong more times than I can count, and the damage isn't the furniture. It's the message. The message is that she's no longer in charge of her own house, and she will fight you on everything you suggest for the next 2 years. Ask her to walk the path with you. Ask which spot she's always careful at. She knows. She's been quietly stepping around it for months. Let me say something to any caregivers who are listening. Next time you visit, bring a roll of rug tape, not a clipboard. Fixing one thing alongside someone is a completely different visit than assessing their home in front of them. And if you want the fastest way in, use yourself as the excuse. I caught my foot on our rug last week and it scared me half to death. Can I check yours while I'm here? Same tape, same rug. Nobody had to be told they're getting frail. Okay, let me end it with this note. So here's what I'd love for you to do. Go sit down in your chair, the one you actually sit in, the good one, and just look at the floor between you and the doorway. Name one thing, one. The cord, the rug corner, the ottoman that's never quite where it should be. Then get up and deal with it while you're still thinking about it. Because the whole trick here is that this takes 4 minutes and we spend 4 years not doing it. You're not making your home into a hospital. You're taking one snag out of the floor of the room where you live your life. That's all this is. Go tape the rug, I mean it. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It really means a lot. If you'd like more practical tips and resources, come visit us at seniorsafetyadvice.com. And if you're looking for a professional to help your family age in place safely, you can find one at aginginplacedirectory.com. Please subscribe to the podcast and to our YouTube channel so you never miss an episode. Take good care of yourself, take good care of each other, and I'll see you next time. This is Esther Kane.